Buenos dias. Happy Halloween. Today's Halloween. I kind of can't believe that it is here. October flew by. I have this chronic issue with starting to film something, getting a bunch of footage, and then getting in my own head. So I have like a bunch of random clips and footage of videos that are half done and never will be finished because I never continue to film. That was most of October for me. So because I didn't film all the things I wanted to film, we're just gonna do an October favorites. I love favorites videos. I watch them all the time and I've never really done one. So because October was so busy for me and a lot happened, and we're just gonna wrap it all up into one go, and I can show you some clips maybe of what I've got. I have my iPad here with my little listy, so if you see me looking down a bunch, that maybe is why. First favorite of the month would be my dogs. First up is Rebel. Rebel is the sweetest, most perfect dog I've ever met in my life. He was my first dog. I got him when I was 20. We adopted him from Maricopa County Animal Shelter in Phoenix. Honestly, he's been the perfect dog for me. A general theme that I've learned with dogs is that you never get the dog you want, you always get the dog you need. He gave me the confidence to handle dogs. He reminds me that like I actually kind of know what I'm doing a little bit with dogs. He's just so sweet and he's so patient and forgiving and wants to please. He's the sweetest. I can trust him like 100% and he's my ride or die. Then we have Dutchie, good old Dutch. We also adopted. And he is such a goofy goober. Dutchie makes me laugh and giggle and reminds me that life doesn't have to be too serious. He just looks so fucking funny. Like I can't not laugh or smile when I look at him. Or he's the best cuddle bug. He's so squishy. We actually just did a solo road trip together that I'll talk about in a second. But he was my little travel buddy and he was such a good road dog and I felt so safe with him. He's definitely the protector out of my three. I know this dog would lay down his life for me or Nick if needed. He's just a very determined dog and he's so fabulous. He's such a good time. He's so fun. Love him. Love you, Dutchie. Then we have the newest one, Dubshot. In my last video was actually when we went to go get him. So we've had him for a little over a month and he is settling in. He definitely has some quirks that we're still working out, but he has relaxed. That's him talking. He's very vocal. He's relaxed into the pack and into our routines. He's very fun. He's so active compared to my other two. This is my first dog I've ever had that is like a active working breed. He's super challenging, like for me as a dog owner, because he has a lot more specific needs than my other two. He's incredibly sensitive. He's definitely teaching me patience and like emotional control because he's a bit of a shithead still. He's still kind of young and a little bit of a punk ass, but he's very, very fun and lovely. And he's obsessed with Nick. The bromance between the two of them, truly romance novels could be written about it. Like they are so in love. He loves the dogs. He's great with the dogs. a little weird with strangers, which we're working on, but he's coming along great, and he's a childhood dream come true. I mean, look at him. He's so fucking pretty. Moving on from the doggos, we're going to talk about my favorite places. So I did a big solo road trip this month. My first solo road trip in a very long time. I took Dutchie, he was my road dog. I took my new Suburban and drove our asses down to Nashville, Tennessee. I went to go visit my college roommate from back in the day, Charisse. She is one of my best friends, and I have not seen her in person in like almost 7 years. We've just lived on opposite coasts for so long, and the stars finally aligned for us to hang out and see each other again. I got to go down to Nashville, which is a vibe. If you've never been to Nashville, it lives up to the hype. The art, the food, the music, obviously, the shopping, the culture, it was just so awesome. It was like being plopped back into the West Coast a little bit. It felt very West Coast. It reminded me a lot of Phoenix. I don't know why you're crying. Is it because I'm talking to a camera and you don't know what's going on? That's the vibe I'm getting. Anyway, so Dutchie and I were there for like 4-ish days, and it was a really, really good time. I've already talked to Nick and my mom and my little brother, and we're all going to be going to Nashville at some point. Also, honorable mention, shout out to Kentucky. Holy fuck, Kentucky's beautiful. Another honorable shout out, if you are a van lifer, a car camper, a road tripper, if you ever need a place to sleep for the night in your car, I cannot recommend Cabela's parking lots enough. It's a camping fucking store, so if you are van lifing, car camping, road tripping, whatever, if you need anything, it's in that fucking store. They're also really cool about you staying in the parking lot. They typically have like a one night only policy. They have those like roasted peanuts that are delicious. Some of them have cafes, like whole ass cafes in them if you find a big one. The bathrooms are always clean. 10 out of 10 recommend. Okay, moving on to some fun stuff. I want to talk a little bit about like my favorites when it comes to fashion and beauty a little bit. So first up is actually the sweater that I am wearing in this video. This thing I thrifted in Nashville. It was $25. I got this one because I'm trying to thrift a piece of clothing every time I travel. Next, I have my rings, my little ring collection. I love wearing rings. These are a couple of my current stacks that I've been wearing. Another thrift are these Doc Martens that I thrifted in Phoenix actually back in August when I went home for a second. I got these at Goodwill for like $30. They're so comfortable. They're so grungy. I love them. I wore them all around Nashville. I've been wearing them all around the farm. They're kind of been my like go-to daily wearers. These are awesome. I love these. Okay, moving from clothes into beauty a little bit. First up is a couple products from Lush. These tooth tabs that they make, they come in a couple different flavors, but I really like this sparkle one. I want to try the charcoal ones that they have because they look really fun. And they're like baking soda based. So they're whitening. I have very sensitive teeth, so these were awesome. And they're really easy to store when you're driving and on the road. Also, shout out to Lush's shampoo bars. This fucking thing has been so awesome. The scent that I have been using is their Honey I Washed the Kids. Next beauty favorite. Hi, buddy. This thing. This is Hawaiian Body Oil, the Kukui Nut scent by Alba Botanica. I get this at my local Whole Foods. It's fabulous. It's plant-based and cruelty-free, deep moisturizing kukui nut formulated to nurture and smooth. This is not sponsored. I'm just obsessed with this thing. Kukui nut is high in essential fatty acids, works its magic to nourish, hydrate, and protect from moisture loss. That's so true. If you are a dry skin girly, this is so beautiful. I use this after I get out of the shower over my whole body. It's awesome. It is really coming in handy for winter. My skin is starting to dry out a lot, especially with all the traveling I've been doing. This comes in so handy. Next beauty favorite is the Rare Beauty liquid blush. I know I'm super fucking late to the game on these. I'm late to the game on blush, period. I was never a blush girl like my entire makeup career up until, I'm not even shitting you, like this year I've started getting into blush, and I finally pulled the trigger and I got the Rare Beauty blush because it's Selena Gomez and I've heard a lot of really great things about this product. This is in the shade Encourage. It's kind of like a more mauvey purple shade. Honestly, when I put it on, it kind of looks like a bruise at first. Maybe I could do some cool effects makeup with this because it really does look like a bruise on my skin tone. I have it on now. It's super subtle. It's really nice. Blends out like a dream. Hella buildable. Would love to try more products by Rare Beauty. I also wear her foundation. I really just kind of use it as like a concealer. It's really, really nice. It's really good. So, beauty fave. My other beauty favorite is this new lip combo I've been doing. I use this lip liner, but really I have just kind of been diving into like brown tones and kind of that more 90s look a little bit, but grungier. I don't know. I just really like it. So I've been using this lip liner, this lipstick, and then sometimes I'll top it off with like this gloss. It's so moody and perfect for the season and grungy, and I just really am into it. It's super pretty. So that's my new lip combo that I've been loving. Moving on to food and drink. Nashville. I did my first like serious bar crawl in Nashville. I've like, I guess, done a bar crawl before in Vegas on like Fremont Street. It was so fun. I posted some pictures on my Instagram, but it truly was so fun. I had so many wonderful, delicious drinks. Moving more into like my daily loves right now, I have been on a chili kick like you would not believe. I have been making this plant-based vegan chili for the last couple weeks, and I've been making also cornbread muffins with it, and it's so good. I switch up the muffin recipe every time. One time I did just straight cornbread, and then I did pumpkin maple cornbread muffins. Those are really good. And then I did like a really intense like cinnamon cornbread muffin, and they were sublime. They were so good. I just made a batch of the chili last night. I'm gonna make cornbread today for Halloween. It's just so good. I love this season. I love making chilies and soups. I want to expand my soup game in my kitchen because it's the best. It's so good. It's a really easy way to get in vegetables too. And then my two favorites that have been my favorites long since the month of October rolled around is the Lemon Berry Booch Kombucha by GTS. Shout out to Guava Goddess as well. But the lemon berry one's the best one. I don't know if they just started making the huge bottles of it. I've gone through quite a few, and I have another one sitting in my fridge that's like brand fucking new. That one's so good. It tastes kind of like, to me, trolley sour gummy worms. Lastly is my coffee creamer. The Sown coffee creamer, specifically the sweet and creamy flavor. That's the only coffee creamer I will ever use. It's plant-based, it's oat milk based. It whisks up really, really nicely with my milk frother, and you get a pretty decent foam out of it if you are into that. I put a splash of this in my like valerian tea that I drink at night. I put it in my coffee. I'm trying to think if there's any other October foods. Honestly, this whole season is like the best season for food. Everything autumn in Trader Joe's right now. They dropped their autumnal soup and the autumn harvest pasta sauce. Oh, it's so good. We also got the pumpkin caramel Kringle from Trader Joe's in my fridge right now. So everything autumn flavored. Next group of favorites is like media and culture, I guess. things that I've been consuming, whether it be like music, TV shows, books, all that kind of stuff. I just was trying to organize. So right out the gate, Blink-182 dropped their album on the 20th of this month, and it's already hit #1 on the Billboard charts. Like the whole album hit #1. I'm a big Blink fan, but this album, I'm like a full-on groupie, okay, for Blink now. I love them so much. Such a good album. It's the best album they've ever made. It's so sweet and emotional and classic punk rock and just stupid. It's so great. It's so fun. I have been just eating it up. Another album that I have been consistently listening to, this is not an October exclusive. This did not launch in October, but it's near and dear to my heart, is Kesha's new album, the Gag Order album. I've been a Kesha diehard fan since high school. I dressed like her. I was obsessed with her. I went to go see her live. Just a big fan. I've always been a big fan. If you know me, you know. This album of hers, it's so different, and it turned out really good. The music's really good. The production is super cool. That explores like all the sides of femininity and divine feminine power. It makes me feel that way anyway. If you're gonna listen to it though, I would listen to it like with headphones on so you can hear all of the fun, funky production things going on. And then I have 3 artists to shout out. Like I discovered 2 of them through TikTok, and then the third one I discovered just kind of starting a playlist on Apple Music, and she came up. They are all country artists. I've been getting back into country music, but like indie country artists who have something to say, and because they have something to say, they don't get played on country radio. So right out the gate, we've got Lou Ridley. She's amazing. She's so good. I can't wait to see her blow up. She is such a talent. She gives like outlaw vibes, like fuck the system vibes. She's great. Abby Anderson, I discovered on TikTok, specifically her song Heart on Fire in Mexico. So pretty, such a beautiful song. Being Mexican and having family from Mexico, it was just a really cool song to hear. I need to dive into her more. Her storytelling is impeccable. And then Emily Nenny, oh my god, if you like older country, like that classic older country twang sound, Emily Nenny has such a timeless classic sound to her voice. It's so cute. I honestly have listened to her entire album, this one right here. It's a great time. It puts me in like a cool, like, I don't know, bandit headspace. Love them. Love these 3 girlies. So those are my October favorites, you guys. Thanks for watching, and I hope you have a really happy, fun, safe Halloweeny. We're having a chill Halloween night. We're gonna like make tacos and I think watch like a spooky movie and just stay in and stay kind of cuddled and huddled. That's our plans for the night. I hope you had a good spooky season. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.